Dear students, now I'm going to tell you about biological clock. Very interesting topic under ethology. Biological clock or chronobiology. What is this? So, with respect to the clock, we are all running with the time. So it is time management is very difficult for us, and you may be noticed or you may be experienced in our body also. We also maintain our activities in our body also maintain some sort of time. You will see we'll get to sleep in the night, and we are active in the daytime. Similarly, other animals, plants and all, in the nature we will able to see some sort of periodical activity. It is nothing but the biological clock. So chronobiology, chrono means time, and the chronobiology is the study of life forms in relation to time. So chronobiology is a branch of biology that deals with the periodic phenomena in the biological process of living organisms. Chronobiology deals with the rhythmic activities in life forms from molecular level to organism level, from unicellular organism to complex human being. So it is not a new thing. You will see this even in bacteria. So bacterial multiplication, or else activity of the bacteria, or else the protozoa, or else any plant. So some sort of periodicity you will see in their activity pattern. So that is what you can see, the chronobiology. So it has now taken important, because it is so many our diseases also having a root with this chronobiology. And also it is recently in 2017 Nobel Prize awarded to this discovery in the chronobiology. More about all this I am going to discuss later. So biological rhythmicity is an integral part of organization of living matter. Hence chronobiology is the study of life forms in relation to time. It is not the biology people, even the Nobel laureate in theoretical physics Richard Feynman, he said the brain should have a master oscillator like that found in a computer that is responsible for coordinating the timing of all bodily activities. So it is all bodily activities, there will be a rhythmicity, there will be you will see periodicity. So this is what that there should be a control system. So the way that control, it may be in the brain, that what he expressed. So coming to the biological clock can be defined as an innate mechanism which controls the physiology and behavior of animal with respect to Earth's rotation. So this is what you can see. We get sleep in the night, we are active in the daytime. So it is all with respect to the earth rotation, our behavior, and also the physiology. We feel hungry during the daytime, and we are active. Our neuromuscular activity is the highest during the daytime. So all these activity with respect to the earth rotation, this can be defined as a biological clock. It is not just human being, it is, you will find in the all animals and the plants, even in microbes. The behavior of animals is regulated by biological clock or endogenous set rhythmic activity. It is an internal control of animals' natural cycle. Animals use environmental cues such as length of the day, temperature, etc. So this there will be an internal clock, it is operating. So it is, so that's why we get to sleep in the night, and we are active in the daytime. And even the birds, you will find they go for foraging in the morning, they return back to their nest during evening. All these activity, we'll see it is where you can see this activity in a clock is set by the environmental cues. So the length of the day or else the temperature. So this is what you will find. Biological clock is a self-maintained physical pacemaker. So it is self-maintained physical pacemaker, setting the pace of the activity. The environmental cues reset the rhythms each day are called Zeitgeber. Zeitgeber is a, just to see, it's a pronunciation, Zeitgeber, it's a German word, it is known as time giver. This refers to any external cue that can set the timekeeping system of organisms. So it is the resetting of the time in the every day, or else it is by environmental cues setting this time, or biological clock, how we set the time in our clock, So same way our biological clock reset every day, or it is reset by these environmental cues. So this is called time giver or Zeitgeber. So this term first used by Jürgen Aschoff, one of the founder of chronobiology. Biological clock is calibrated or reset by periodic environmental signals, or else they are synchronizer or Zeitgeber it is called. Common Zeitgeber temperature, daytime high temperature, night time the low temperature induces sleep, or in diurnal animals, whereas in nocturnal animals this temperature induces activity, the day temperature induces sleep. So it is vice versa, you will find. So similarly social interactions, so the activity pattern, then pharmacological manipulations. So we also our the pharmacological the drugs and all, we also make a time schedule. So this is because this activity pattern depends on the physiological activity, based on physiological activity. Similarly exercise, food habits, all these it is depend on the biological clock. So what is the nature of the biological clock? Biological clock processes repeating units known as cycles. Time taken for one complete cycle termed as period. So it is a for example 24 hours cycle. So it is you can see the one complete period, that is the one day, that is the one period, one complete period, and it is having in units called so many hours. You will see these are called the cycles. So just to see how exactly, so the time schedule you will find here. In a day our activity, we'll hungry, will there will be digestion, there will be sleepiness in the night, then we'll be hungry and thirsty in the morning, then we eat food, and then digestion, then we focus our activity. So you will see this periodicity in our activities, you can see. So it is a self-sustained clock, keeps a normal cycle in the absence of environmental cues. So it is in the absence also this will be, but this will be reset by the environmental cues. So biological clock is influenced by nature and amount of sunlight and temperature. So all these going to set the clock. So where this clock is located? Clock is set jointly by the photoreceptors. So we can absorb the light through our eyes, photoreceptors from the retina. Then photoresponsive ganglionated cells that is located in the brain, in the hypothalamus region. It is called suprachiasmatic nucleus of the hypothalamus. From the hypothalamus and the pineal gland, they jointly they work and they set this biological clock in the animals. What are the types of this biological clock? So there are different types of biological clock. These biological clocks or rhythms may be regular or less regular, identified into following types: epicycles, circadian rhythm, circalunar rhythm, circadian rhythm, circannual rhythm. All these are different types of biological clock observed in animals. The very basic type is epicycle. This you will find in some annelid worms. This is the rhythm observed in some polychaete worms. You will find here a similar to earthworm in the marine region. You will see lugworm or else arenicola. It is a tuberculous worm or burrowing in the shallow bottom of the sea. This feeding cycle of arenicola repeated at the interval of 6 to 8 minutes. So this is not a rhythm as it is, but it's a basic type of you can see cyclical activity. So this is called epicycle. Next, circatidal rhythm. Circatidal rhythm or tidal rhythm. Rhythmic activity gets influenced by the ocean tides. You will see the ocean tides, high tide and low tide. You will find in this cartoon. So this the activity pattern of the so many the shore animals especially, it is controlled by the high tide and low tide, and this is called the rhythmic activity gets influenced by ocean tides observed in many marine animals such as oyster opens the shell during, here you can see the oyster on the seashore, open the shells during high tide and closes during low tide. So this is what you can see. There will be a danger in the low tide, it will be exposed, that's why it opens and taking the water for respiration only during high tide. Seabirds follow the wave pattern while flying. Circatidal rhythms in marine mussels or the mytilus, you have studied, it's a marine mussel, opening the shell walls corresponding to the tides similar to oyster. Then circatidal rhythm in yucca, it's a fiddler crab, you will see the fiddler crab activity during low tide. So its activity during low tide. So this is how the tide decides the biological clock or rhythmic activity in these animals, in marine animals. Carcinus menens, that is the, you will see the shore crab, show their daily activities based on tidal rhythm. So this is a study, you will find a isopod, this is a wood lice it is called, it's a crustacean. So the crustacean, the swimming activity, it is corresponding to the high tide, because it has to balance in the high tide, it may get taken away by the tide, that's why it swimming rest of the time the low tide, the swimming activity is reduced. The swimming activity is active swimming, you will see when there is a high tide. So it is the activity pattern, you can see it repeats. So during the high tide it corresponds to the tide. So this is also the synchronization in the case of horseshoe crab depending on the ocean tides. This is called circatidal rhythm, the rhythmic activity corresponding to the tides of the ocean. Then circalunar rhythm. Circalunar rhythm, the cycle based on the lunar the monthly rhythm. We also follow that, the full moon, new moon and all. So the lunar rhythm, monthly rhythm averaging approximately 30 days are reflected in the reproductive cycle of many marine plants and animals. So the many animals, their reproductive cycle is it is follow circalunar rhythm. Marine worms like echinoderms, marine worms like annelid worms, polychaete worms. So the moon as the environmental cue for them. So they synchronize their activities based on the new moon, or you can see, or else the full moon. So that is how exactly their activity pattern based on this, you can see. The spawning in Heteronereis, this is you have studied. Nereis, it's a common marine worm. So during its there is a type of Nereis, Heteronereis. During sexual maturity, this part, the posterior region, it is called epitoke, where it is filled with gametes. So this epitoke of it opens and releases the gametes into the water. You will find here the entire water will become clouded with this and will become white in color. So this the atoke is the vegetative part, and the epitoke, the posterior part, this is called this get it has to be synchronized, because the fertilization is external. So the in that in a particular region, so all heteroneries and all paleo-worms, there is a swarming. It is a synchronized behavior is reported. You will between 7 to 9 days after the full moon at low tide. So this they come to the surface of the water, and the epitope get burst open and release the gametes, so that fertilization will occur. So this is the reproductive activity. It is following lunar rhythm. This is circa-lunar rhythm. Similarly, the chiton exhibit lunar periodicity in breeding activity. You know the chiton. Here the mytilus matures during the new moon period and spawns. So this all, they follow the cyclical the appearance of the moon. This is called lunar rhythm. So the lunar cycle is of 30 days, affects the animal behavior. So Jamaican fruit bat, this is the one. So feeding cycle related to the dark nights of new moon period. So lunar and semi-lunar rhythms are important in the behavior of the shoreline fish species, whose spawning activity synchronized with the monthly cycle of the tides. So along with the lunar activity, the tides also changes. So the activity of these animals based on this you will find. So this is called circa-lunar rhythm. Now the very important one, circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm, circa about, dies means the day. So this is the activities that occur once per day, or coordinated activities of animals with respect to day and night cycle. Diurnal and nocturnal activities of many animals exhibit circadian rhythms. Diurnal animals active at daytime, nocturnal animals during night time. Bats, owls, you will find the owls, then cockroaches, and crepuscular. Some are evening time they are active, showing activities during dawn and dusk. Rats. In some insects, all these they are showing circadian rhythm. Their clock is set for the day and night cycle. In some insects, age-related shifts are found in circadian rhythm. Example, dragonflies. Young individuals fly at dawn and adults during night. So these are the examples for circadian rhythms. Even the human activity follow circadian rhythm. Almost all land animals coordinate their behavior according to circadian rhythms. The daily cycle of day, light and darkness that result from the spin of the earth. Circadian rhythms are important in determining the sleeping and feeding pattern of all animals, including human beings. There are clear patterns of brain wave activity, hormone production, cell regeneration and other biological activities linked to this daily cycle. So this is an example I have given here. So the body activities, you can see the it follows this day and night cycle. We are sleepy, inactive during night time. So and very active during our metabolic activities, our hormonal secretions, and all these they follow in the night time. The melatonin activities higher, in the daytime serotonin activities higher. So other the activities, neuronal activities, muscular activities, hormonal, that means the physiological activities, all these they follow this the day and night cycle or circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythms are not astronomical, remember, but biological, located in the brain. Periodical resetting of the brain clock is done by Zeitgeber. That's what I said. Time giver, that is the environmental cues. such as light and dark cycle, daily temperature changes. All these adjust the brain clock and keep them synchronized to the changes. So, brain clocks, that is in the case of mammals, a tiny pair of neuron cluster that is located, as I said earlier, so that is located in the brain, that is in the hypothalamus region. This is called suprachiasmatic nuclei, or SC. It's just a bunch of neurons that is acting as the clock in the case of mammals. This is called suprachiasmatic nuclei. The central pacemaker that is lies in the suprachiasmatic nuclei that located anterior part of the hypothalamus of the brain. This circadian clock SCN of hypothalamus of the brain, so the destruction of this SCN results there is a complete absence of regular sleep and wake pattern. Okay, so that is why it is the clock that is located in the brain controlling center. The SCN, suprachiasmatic nucleus, receives information about illumination through the eyes. So the eyes will receive the day and night, all these, the photoreceptor. So that is communicated to the brain. So where you can see the suprachiasmatic nucleus and pineal gland, all these together, they set the clock or activity pattern. So then this retinal ganglion cells, that is the photoreceptors, rods and cones, you know that. So they are directly connected to the suprachiasmatic nucleus. So this is called retinohypothalamic tract. So this retinohypothalamic tract. Then SCN in concert with paraventricular nucleus, there is another center in the brain. This also a bunch of neurons. And pineal gland, it is also present in the epithalamus region. So all these together, they regulate circadian rhythm. The suprachiasmatic nucleus receives information on day length from the retina, interprets it, and during the dark phase enhances the secretion of the hormone melatonin from the pineal gland. So that induces sleep during the night time. Then in the daytime, the daylight that induces reduces the melatonin secretion, induces the serotonin, so that you can see the activity cycle. So then circannual rhythm. So circannual rhythm, you can see these are behavioral and physiological rhythms controlled by biological clocks occurring within the period of 1 year. So this is the seasons, you can see the activities like migration, hibernation, estivation, all these periodic activities, all these inactive phase hibernation, active phase of migration. So all these set by the annual rhythms, or this is the annual circannual rhythm. So this to avoid extreme temperature, cold or hot, animals may hibernate or estivate or migrate to the different places to get the better environment. You have studied all these. Many amphibians, small mammals hibernate. So even the reptiles, you will see here, hibernate. Many insect, so the eggs enter diapause stage during winter season. So all these seasonal activities you will find, so they are controlled, these are circannual rhythm. So this many birds migrate from northern to the southern continents, you have studied. So this during winter. Circannual cycle is also called seasonal cycle, affect the breeding and reproduction of many insects, birds and other animals related to the favorable season and abundant food during the crucial period of their life. You can see during the time of the development. This seasonal onset of hibernation of many animals and the seasonal determined flowering time of plants are example for circannual rhythms that are observed in the nature. So many reproduction, molting, hibernation, all these activities, it is controlled, it is circannual rhythms. So dear students, this is how our circadian rhythms in the night time, low temperature, darkness, that induces the secretion of melatonin from the pineal gland, that induces sleep. And in the daytime, so that the daylight and the increased temperature, inhibit the melatonin secretion from the pineal gland, serotonin increases, that will have an activity cycle. So this is about the biological clock or chronobiology and the types of biological clock. Thank you.